Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 219. The album that we'll be reviewing today is Heltah Skeltah with Nocturnal. This is their debut album released in 1996. But before I start, I just want to say rest in peace to Andre Harrell. He died Friday morning. Died due to heart disease, based on the reports that I read. And then rest in peace to Little Richard. Definitely an innovator in music. Definitely one of the pioneers of rock and roll. Some people are arguing that he is the pioneers of rock and roll. Everything's subjective, but he's definitely the innovators of rock and roll, man. And you can't mention rock and roll without Little Richard, man. And definitely, thank you for blessing us with one of the illest drum breaks of all time, the real thing. I love that. I love those drums, man. I love them. Since I use them a lot, not a lot, but every once in a while I do use them. I love those drums, man. So recipes to Little Richard, Andre Harrell. I want to say thank you for your contribution to music. Without you, there would be no Heavy D, there would be no Diddy, means no Bad Boy Records, no Biggie, no Craig Mack. Well, Craig Mack's been around since the 80s. He had an EPMD. He was part of EPMD at one point. Um, yeah, no Bad Boy Records, no Mary J. Blige, um, no Jodeci, no Teddy Riley. You know, the list goes on and on and on, man. So what you implemented in the 80s definitely is very influential today. So I thank you, brother, for your contribution to music, not just R&B, just music in general. Thank you, thank you, thank you, brother. And rest in peace to you both. Um, but on a positive note, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful moms out there. Happy Mother's Day to my moms. Um, she's in Costa Rica right now, so yeah. So happy Mother's Day to her. Thank you for making me the man I am today. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms that are in heaven right now, that are not with us right now. They're in heaven looking down on us. Thank you for molding us to be the people we are today. Because without you, we wouldn't be the people we are today. All right. But again, that could be subjective because some people didn't grow up with their moms or whatever the case may be. But that's what it's about. It's about the moms. Let the moms have their day. All right. So, enough of that. Let's get to the album. All right, Heltah Skeltah. For those who don't know, they're a hip hop duo from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Cephalo Projects. Um, they're based out of Cephalo Projects, which consists of two members, Rock, aka Rockness Monster. That some of you guys know him now, and the late great Ruck, aka Sean Price. All right, they're both Decepticons, which is a Brooklyn-based gang. They had chapters in Queens, but it was mostly based in Brooklyn. At the one point, they were beefing with the Low Lives, but now they all one collective and stuff. So shout out to Low Lives. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody over there. Shout out to these steps over there. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So they debuted on Smith& Wesson's The Shining album, which was released in 1995. Definitely check that out. I did a review on that, I think, like a month or two ago. Definitely check it out when you guys get a chance. They appeared on three songs. Well, yeah, technically one as a group, but the reason why I say three is because Rock um appeared on two songs by himself, which were one time he did the hook, and Let's Get It On. He was on that single as well. Then he just did the hook or whatever. He just was talking his shit so on that song, and then them as a group, uh, excuse me, along with original Gun Clappers, session at the Dog Healy. All right, and that's pretty much how they made their debut on this album. Also, they made a song called "Heads Ain't Ready" that was for the New Jersey Drive soundtrack. Which the song is somewhat controversial, not so much the content, but like the song itself, production wise. And the reason why I say that is because okay, there's two versions. There's one, like I mentioned before, is the one on the New Jersey Drive soundtrack, which I prefer better. I like the beat. That beat is crazy. And then you have another one that's actually on the Digging in the Vaults compilation album from '96 from Black Moon that I reviewed as well. Um, That album has the one that has the James Brown sample, which also uses the which Total and Biggie used for Can't You See um on for the New Jersey Drive soundtrack. So because I think Black Moon, they Boot Camp Click used it first, um, and they couldn't use it because Bad Boy Records being the bigger record label, they have more pull, so they had to switch the beat, and I think that's what caused the beef between them. You know what I mean? And yeah, and then also Heltah Skeltah and Original Gun Clappers were part of a collective called the Fab Five, and they put out a single. They put out a single called Blah, which there is a video for. I'll post it down in the description box. Um, you know, Pretty dope song. I thought it was dope. And then, but in an interview, Sean P was like I think they were in the midst of making an album, but some of the recordings that they did, he deemed as whack, so they scrapped it or some shit like that. Or I think they were in the midst of making it, but they just never got around. So I don't know, something like that to that nature. That I could remember. And then they put out an underground single called "Let the Brains Blow," and then the B side with "La Fly Skoska." And that was the song that kind of set it off for them and shit like that. So I'll get more into that when I talk throughout the remainder of this album. All right, so there's three singles of the album. The singles are "Therapy," "The Flower Skorska," and "Operation Lockdown." Those are the singles of the album. All right, so this is what the album looks like. As you can see, Sean P or Ruck. Um, he's hanging down like a bat right there. Then you got Rockness Monster or Rock just hanging out like a bat. Pretty cool. All right, got the owl. I think that's pretty dope. This album, I like the album cover. It's pretty dope. Kind of sets the tone of the album. It kind of sets you what the album would sound like. You know what I mean? Pretty dope. All right, that's what the album looks like. All right, pretty cool. All right, in the back, it's pretty much the same thing. All right, open it up. Show you guys the album credits. Pretty cool. And then back when they had like the fan club where you could buy like merch and all that good stuff. Pretty cool. You know what I mean? That's pretty dope, man. I would like to get some of these, but I know that obviously they're not gonna have that. That's gonna be like very hard to find. And if somebody do sell it on eBay, you gonna spend like buku money because you know how these fucking hypebeasts do. And then you got the thank yous, the shout outs, and all that good stuff. Pretty cool. All right. Let's talk about the features on the album. All right, the features are, let me see. Let's see. Vina Mojica, O.G.C. Those are pretty much Louisville Slugger from O.G.C. The Representatives, the Rockness Monsters, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Producers on the album: Lord Jamar, Buckshot, uh, Baby Paul, who was uh, part of the Beat Miners, Buckshot himself, Shalik, dope producer by the way, Evil D, let's see, Sean J. Period, dope producer, very underrated. He's done stuff like the Bush Babies, Most Def, and cats like that. Down South that I mentioned before. That group, I think they were based out of Virginia. They put out an album called Lost in Brooklyn. Very underrated album, very dope. Supreme of the Representatives does a beat. Let's see, Mr. Walt, shout out to Mr. Walt, dope producer. Dr. Kill Patient, Baby Paws, I mentioned before, Mr. Walt, Shalik, and E Swift of the Alcoholics. All right, so those are the producers and the features. All right. All right, so you know how I get down. I'm gonna go through some of the tracks. Track one, here we go. Um, it's pretty dope. You have it's like a really ominous beat. It's produced by Buckshot and Lord Jamar. Um, you got like Starang Wonder. Kind of like a spoken word poem within the beat and things like that. You know what I mean? Rock, he does like a verse here. Rock, he had a line where he says, what I like about it, in his verses, he adds on the name of the songs within his verse, if that makes sense. So, for example, I wrote down when he says, "Ain't Ain't near one of y'all bitch ass niggas tough. Y'all could get the clans, posters, and clicks, but bring the static G. We starts the mad ruckus and rock domes while we at it. G's my soldiers going psycho. Let the manners begin. Enter the square if you dare. You being a friend. So I thought that was pretty clever of him doing that. I thought that was pretty dope. So that was the first track intro. Here we go. All right. Track two. Let the brains blow. Dope way to start the album. Pretty dope joint that right there. I like the line by Rock when he says, "Niggas play this, nigga play himself frontin' like he hard to the core. More I hear pussy talk, more I wanna flip. See, I got enough slugs for your man in my clip." Ruck when he said, the raw rapper, jaw tapper. Ruck is kick it wicked, keep it real. My click roll thick like Hasidics. Plus, I'll be there with like Jackson, breaking your backs and asking who want more. That's where my gas spin. I love that. Um that was produced by Baby Paul. I believe that was actually the B side to Le Fla. So just had to throw that out there. Pretty dope joint right there. Track three, Understand. One of my favorite tracks of the album. I love the beat for that. Me and Mike, me and Mike Sears of Speaking Cloud Podcast. Shout out to my brother right there. That's my brother. That's my done right there. Since 2012. We always talk about this song a lot. Just especially when he talks about how he first heard it in the park, had the dudes with the Das Effects dreads, from back in the day, in the park with the camouflage and the in the boombox, and then he would hear it. He when he first heard that in the park. Like it's just like I could just imagine that, and it definitely has that feel to it. You know what I mean? Very very dope. And what's funny is that Sean Price he has a DVD called The Passion of Price um, that he dropped. It was like during like the Monkey Bars era, and he was in the park that when he first grew up at South Low Projects, and he said that he wrote that song "Understanding the Park." So I thought that was an ill connection. Like, oh shit. Then when Mike said that, he said that he wrote that "Understanding the Park." Like, that I thought that was pretty ill. But yeah, understand. Love the beat for that. That was produced by Baby Paul. Um, I love the line by Ruck when he says, "Recognize real, never the rap that's grungy, but my power makes your shit snap like bungee. Once we unite, I'm like Martin Luther. I'm starting to shoot people messing with my future." Woo! He killed that. I love that shit right there. That's understand. That should have been a single. That's just me personally. Yeah. So track four, Who That? That's just a skit. That was produced by Buckshot himself. It's just like a really short song. I like the line by Ruck when he says, "Drop bombs make me holier than Qurans or Bibles. Sean's your idol. Upon my arrival on Earth, I was blessed at birth with these fucking recitals." Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. So that was track four, Who That? Pretty dope joint. That was like a more like an interlude. Track five, Sean Price, featured Illinois. Self-titled track, or not self-titled, well, self-titled track to Ruck, because Sean Price, that's his government name. Pretty dope joint right there. I remember when I first heard the song, that was a song that I would kind of like skip over. But then in recent years, when I listened to it, I thought it was actually pretty dope. Um, I love the line by Rock when he says, "Go to hell what Angel does. Plus, I bust the devil's lungs with lyrics that come from the tip of the tongues. Now you strong, Sean sparks like John Starks in the fourth quarter. Ought to meet my peep. deep like in the Torah. Woo! Deep like the Torah. Woo! That was fucking dope. That was track five, Sean Price. Track six, Clans, Posses, Crews, and Clicks. Love this joint. One of my favorite tracks of the album. That's produced by Evil D of Beat Miners. Pretty dope. I love the line by Rock when he says, "Robbing you and your crew blind. Yeah, we do crimes. Find out all a new spine or a new behind." Love that. Ruck when he says, "Fuck the world, stick my dick in the dirt, pull tools on my own fools who claim I ain't cool like Levert, expert when I network my lyrics like a rebel, vex cause the devil never take me to the next level." Yeah, they killed that shit. That should have been a single. That's just me personally, but you know, it is what it is. Love that joint. I love that beat. Very fucking dope. So, something different from Evil D, especially around that time. You know, definitely like more atmospheric, you know, compared to his early production. But yeah, very dope joint right there. That's Clans, Posses, Crews, and Clicks. Love that joint. Track seven, Therapy. Um, that was the third single of the album. That was produced by Baby Paul. It features Vinya Mojica. Vinya Mojica is like one of the most underrated singers in music history. I don't hear a lot of people talk about her. In the hip hop world, we love her. She's like kind of like one of the best kept secrets. There was an interview that she did back in the somewhere in the 2000s, like I did like 2010s, around there, the 2000 teens. Yo, I mean, she goes in depth like how she started, like how she would go like to industry parties early on at a young age, you know, because she was that chick, you know what I mean? Like she was just like she was a cool vibe, and like I said, she was so young, you know, just going to the industry, and that's how she was able to meet with people like De La Soul, you know, Tribe Called Quest, and you know stuff like that. But then in that interview, she talks about how she never really made an album because she didn't want to because people would try to take advantage of her as far as like you know trying to you know shortchange her with money and not even paying her, and she just saw how the industry was. You know, as my band Q-Tip would say, the industry is shady. So she obviously took that, and that's why she never really put out an album, which is sad. But if I find the interview, I'll post it down in the description box. But anyways, Therapy, like I said, featuring Mojica, Vinya Mojica, third and final single that was produced by Baby Paul. I like the line by Ruck when he says, "Touch the wrong way, now I involve in gunplay. Yeah, get time. Let me guess, acquitted like you was OJ." Woo, he killed that. I love that. That was Therapy, track seven. Track eight, Place to Be, pretty dope joint. That was produced by Sean J. Period, as I mentioned before. Pretty dope joint. I like the line by Rock when he says, "So somebody tell the fat lady she's up in 5 minutes. Shit is almost finished. Right after I take care of witnesses, roaming the premises, not minding their businesses." That was fucking dope. I love that. That was track eight, Place to Be. Pretty dope joint. Track nine, Soldiers Gone Psycho. I love that. It's probably one of my favorite tracks. It's probably my favorite track off the album, but it's one of my favorite tracks off the album. I love the beat for that. It's really dark and sinister. Um, that was produced by Baby Paul and Rock himself. Pretty dope joint right there. I love the line by Rock when he says, "So who's gone? Not me or Ruck? Only Saddam. Boy, your mom should have warned you about a walking time bomb. I break arms. Next and straight up, I bend that ass up. So send me in any penny Annie punk for me to bash up." I love that. Ruck when he says, "I'll slap fools, relax when tools in my presence, cause that ain't shit because your murder is the essence." Woo! He killed that. I love the beat for that. Love that joint right there. So that was track nine, Soldiers Gone Cycle. Track 10, Square Triple R. It's produced by Supreme of the Representatives. It features the Representatives. I like the line by Rock, by Little Rock, who's Rock's little brother, you know, hence in a Little Rock, when he says, we be triple R rated, but we form a square, transform like the transform like D-ceps into a cubic shape, and dare anyone to test this. I done roll with the best fish that that swam with the sharks against crews that made me restless. Supreme Way says, "Deliver blows to foes when my peripheral, my ill subliminal attack petty individuals, tired of clicks, these days. Who come original? Yeah, that was pretty dope. So that was track 20. That was track 10. This square triple R. All right, track 11. The Wiggy featuring the Rockness Monsters. That was a pretty dope joint. That was produced by Mr. Walt. Um, I love the line by Ruck when he says, "Niggas better be ahead of me, trying to flow steadily. Ain't even on my pedigree." I love that. Another line when he says, "I serve justice must be the answer for my gun to click. Terminal like cancer." I love that. Rock when he says, "Burn your bitch ass with 10 nails in my military jail. Make all that diesel shit you pooping turn frail." Love that. That's whoo, killing that shit. Um, track 12. Getting ass. It's a skit. It's pretty much Sean P trying to spit game to Vanya Mojica, and then she kind of sense what he's doing, and he hangs up, and that shit is so funny, man. Like Sean P, man, that dude's official. That nigga's too funny, man. I miss that dude, man. Rest in peace to him, man. That's one thing about him. Dope lyricist, dude could spit, but he is funny as fuck, and he's real. I met him back in 2010 for the 15-year anniversary. Met him. This is like around the time that that's when he was part of like the whole Random Acts clique with him, Guilty Simpson, and Black Milk. And at the time, that's when they released their first single. I think it's called Random Call. I think it was called, or Monster Baby, or some shit like that. But anyways, I asked him, when he's supposed to come out with Mike Tyson, and he was like, "Yo, when it's ready." And lo and behold, in 2012, he put that album out. Yeah, yeah, rest in peace to Sean P, man. Good dude right there. Track 13, La Fly, Skoshka. This is the first single of the album. It features original Gun Clappers, which makes them Fat Five. And yeah, I love this song. Love the beat for that shit. I like the line by Ruck when he says, "I scold you double-headed sword for the petty, but I told you bitch ass niggas his ain't ready. Now I'm now I'll mold you back to the bitch that you are. Fucking with the ruckus, get bruised, battered, and scarred." Man, that nigga. Whew. Ruck is that nigga, man. I love that. Love that nigga, man. Track 14, Proud, featuring Louisville Slugger, from O.G.C. Dope track. It was produced by Mr. Wall. I didn't write any quotables for that, but yeah, pretty dope track. Uh, t- 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 Track 15, The Great Unknown. That was produced by Shalik. Dope produced, like I mentioned before. This is a rock solo track. Pretty dope. I like the line where he says, "I deliver a nine slug to your spine and leave you on the floor, vibrating like a fault line. Find a rock, find a rock. He's lurking in the dark alley with more niggas than a motherfucking God rally." Woo! Killed that shit right there. Love that joint. That was Great Unknown, track 15, pretty dope joint. And the last track, Operation Lockdown. Love that joint. That was produced by E Swift. Um, just to let you guys know, there are two versions. There are two versions of the video. I believe the first one was the one where you see him. They're like dressed as like Native Americans, Indian chiefs, if you guys want to call it. That's subjective within itself. But Indian chiefs, they're like around a bonfire, and then just Sean P, speaking his shit. He's talking in the Spanish accent. That shit is so funny. I love that shit. Yeah, man, I love Sean P, man. Like his humor, man. He's so witty, man, but he's so ill on the mic. But just talking shit in a Spanish accent, pretty dope. Um, but there's another version that I kind of prefer, where it starts off. You see both of them rock and ruck in a kindergarten, in a preschool classroom. They talking this shit. Oh man, like you see him in the classroom, in a preschool classroom, or like a daycare or whatever, and then Sean P's talking his shit, to rock. He got the little kids in the background coming to him. They petting the kid's head and shit. Oh my god, that shit is so funny, man. But I prefer that video better because it kind of fits the video. And then what I like about it is kind of like with the protect your neck video where you see like the film negatives and shit like that. I thought that was pretty dope. Kind of fits the tone of the video and the song in itself. So I prefer that version. That one is like the more rare version, but it is on YouTube, and I prefer that because they're in street clothes and all that shit. So where the other one they're dressed as an Indian chiefs like shit like that. I didn't really care for that one, but the other one that I talked about, I prefer that. But that was the second single of the album. Like I said, it was produced by E Swift of the Alcoholics. I love the line by Rock when he says, "It's on getting down in the trenches. Eight soldiers getting more asses than splitters on raggedy benches." That shit was dope. Rock when he says, "I tear down any opponent who stimulate. Styles buck wild. Meanwhile, your asses I obliterate. Demonstrate tactics. You need practice. First of all, your monkey ass rhyme like you're backwards." Fucking dope, man. I love that joint right there. Overall, great album. This is a classic album, man. One of the best albums to come out in '96. Love this joint. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people love this album. I know there's a lot of debate on the Mount Rushmore of Duckdown Records being um, Into the Stage, The Shining, this album, and The Storm. And a lot of people, excuse me, use it's always debatable between the first three that I mentioned. The Stone, a lot of people really talk about that, which I'll do a review on that album one day. But yeah, man, some people choose this album, some people choose The Shining, some people use Enter the Stage. But I've kind of noticed it's more either this or the Shining album. So it just depends on the person. But yeah, man, I this is a great album. I love this album. Unfortunately, this album is out of print. It is expensive too. I've noticed that in recent years. Um, you can't even find. I don't even think it's available. Like for physical, I don't even think it's available on the Duck Down website. And I think the Duck Down website is down. It's just because I think they're busy renovating it, so it says coming soon. Because I went on it the other day, just for kicks, and then it's like it's coming soon and some shit like that. But I think you can still access their shop, like where you go buy CDs and merch and stuff like that. But yeah, this is out of print, and I think it's because of this being released on under Priority Records, and you guys know with Priority Records, a lot of this stuff is out of print, especially a lot of the West Coast stuff. So yeah, but yeah, great album. If you can get your hands on this, I highly recommend it. If you like dope production, you like dark production, you like the boot camp click sound like I do, then yeah, this is the cop. To me, boot camp click, they're just as they're to me, they're like the dope rival to Wu Tang. They're like just as good as Wu Tang, but they just don't have the discography to back it up as far as like group wise, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, Nocturnal, Heltah Skeltah, definitely pick it up. Like I said, if you could find a copy for a decent price, definitely pick it up because I've seen it go for as much as like $40 online, which is crazy to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Definitely stay tuned for more. All right, peace.